try this again, man. I think I sat last night for about 3 hours. I found a good, well, I can't even say I found a good spot and a good time to do it. I'm a load them other ones back up, and y'all can see. I don't even want to get started with like conspiracy theories and shit and all that bullshit, whether it's real or not. You know what I mean? But it's just awfully funny. You know, that whole time that car was sitting next to me, and I was suspicious about that motherfucking car. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna record while I'm still here in the cut. And then when I'm done, my whole video all by itself is all chopped up and time delayed and shit. You'll see my mouth moving, but you won't hear nothing that comes out my mouth until seconds later. And then whole gaps in my video are missing what I was saying. It's just weird. It is what it is. So I'm gonna just start from scratch, and I'm gonna throw them up too. Anyways, I'm dropping this for a reason and not no season. I don't know what it can do, what it will do. If it helps you, then cool. If it helps me, hey, even better. But I know that this is going on with other people, and it ain't just me. It ain't just me, it can't be. But I believe that my family is not my family, or they are my family and they sold me out for whatever reason and whatever it's about. But this had to be something that they planned. And it's been a long time since they made this decision to cash me in like I'm some poker chip. And I think they've tried it a few times. One for sure I know. They tried to have the police kill me, but I survived. I think my family is all Masons and Eastern Stars. And whatever they're involved with, somehow they decided to secretly involve me for years. I think that's just what the Masons do. Because nobody can really say what do the Masons do. You know what I'm saying? Are they going to the lodge and they're performing all these, rituals and bullshit just for play? Grown men playing, role playing? I think my whole family are Masons. I know a big chunk of them are. But I always thought that it was just one or two that were around me in Minnesota, and the rest were on like my mom's side in Denver. Because she only told me about one Mason and one Eastern Star in the family, and I went to live with them when I was a kid, when I was a shorty, just for a few months. think the ones that I grew up around, the few that I grew up around in Minnesota, are also Masons. I just kept it a big secret. So they wouldn't wake me up. I think my whole life is a lie. I think everyone in it was a spy on me for everything. To keep tabs, to know where I'd be if and when they decided to bust a move. And that could go for a lot of things, to have me killed, set up and put in jail. A multitude of things. And as I speak, you'll see why. I think that the Masons are nothing but fucking babysitters. Grown, role-playing, butt-grabbing, pussy-ass babysitters. Because if I grew up around a whole bunch of Masons all my life and they never told me nothing, and I never knew nothing about nothing for nothing until shit just start clicking and I start asking something, and then all of a sudden everybody closes in for the kill. I had Masons watching me in Florida. I don't know if they was watching me in Vegas and Denver, but I had enough eyes on me there. And that's the sad part. I don't want to, I'm a go from the beginning to the end on other recordings. But since I saw what happened the first time, this time I'm going to condense it, main points, where I started to notice, and so on and so forth real quick. And then I'll jump back to the beginning and I'm going to walk everything up. But those are other videos and that's more time, and I'll feel a little more comfortable, a little better once I finally have this done, uploaded to a few places. And shit, if I had anybody in a motherfucker's life that I could depend on, I'd have the copy with the instructions, if something happens to me, blase skippy, but ain't none of that. Everybody was fake. Everybody was fake in my life. Nobody was real. Everybody held the same secrets, had the same motives, used the same tactics. And I had to find out the hard way that I really had no place to go. Currently, I'm living in my car. I'm parked on a bridge on the side where they got the big wide gaps for you to park, and there was a spot. And I met a couple homeless people around here that are homeless like me, so I got a few eyes and whatever. My name is Trey, or my government name, Richard D. Young. My dad says that I'm Richard D. Young III. Whether or not that's true or whether or not he's my real dad also is questionable. On my social security card, it says Richard D. Young, period. Doesn't say the third. I don't know if it's supposed to go on there or not. I'm waiting to order all my shit. My original birth records, social security, and medical. I want to know what my DNA is. I want to know who my real parents are. But that's my name. Born in St. Paul, Minnesota. September 11th, 1978. So I was told. I can't wait to get my information. The things I'm gonna say, they sound like like it can't be so, kind of. Because it's scary as fuck if it is true. But I don't think that I'm homeless. On the other side of, not the other side, but a long way from my hometown. Like I put in miles to get away from my family. And I was broke even when I did that, so I got to give all that to God. I'm going to start with me leaving Florida in 2020, I think, around September or August. It was either 2020 or 2021. It's only 2023 right now. I'm sorry, I'd have to look through my pictures and shit too. It's a lot of shit on my mind, in my heart, in my brain. So I'm going to try and make sense as much as possible. Be fluid as much as possible. And let that be that. And hopefully I don't have to break this up and stop it and whatever. But I'm hoping, I'm anticipating no issues. But I was getting ready to leave Florida, like I said, around 2020, September 2020, 2021. Either one. Not 2019, I was in Vegas. And I'm throwing that in real quick, because going through my hard drive earlier, I found a picture that someone else was in it, and I know I wasn't there in 2019. I wasn't in Minnesota then. And I didn't take no pictures with anyone. I didn't see no one for years. But I found a picture that wasn't a picture. Somebody must have stopped the video and they took a picture, but it was a video. And it had a date of 2019 on it, as though I was there. So I know that's also something that is a part of the bullshit, whatever setup or sabotage that they was planning. I found that picture, and I knew it had been altered. because it wasn't a picture, it's a video. And I wasn't there in 2019. I was in Vegas and Denver, because I left Vegas to go to Denver, and then from Denver to go to Iowa to pay my last respects for my son's mom dying. But I leave, I think it was 21. I leave the crib because my dad says that nobody is coming to get him from the hospital. He says nobody's coming to get him from the hospital. No family, no friends, no nothing. He just had a knee surgery. Wham. But I don't treat it like that. I'm doing all right for myself. I got time, opportunity, space, and money. I can leave for a week or two and then come back. But before I leave, my lady is she was basically turning into a punk bitch. I'm leaving to go help my dad. You know, the insinuations that, you know, I shouldn't go and woo and all these other things. And of course, you know, who's gonna do that? If this is my dad, and you know, I'm his son, and you know, he's saying that he needs help, I'm going. It was a setup the whole time, and she knew it. She knew it. She was a part of it. In the end, I don't think that she like had a change of heart type shit. She had a change of plan type shit. Instead of wanting to go through with the plan that I feel like she concocted with my family to kill me for insurance money, the money that was already in my bank account in Florida, which was almost 100 grand, another 50 grand that was in Bitcoin in a trading company that was giving out 40% a month. So add that up, 40% a month off 50 grand. Got me for that. Took my home. Got both my cars. And whatever else that I have no clue about, because there's some other shit that I know that they had going on. I don't know if my grandparents left me anything. The way they play it is though my grandparents were delinquent and lethargic, or they drunk up everything, which is not true. That and whatever else, I don't know. If there is. But I think that was the plan. And I know they tried it once in 2009 when they set me up to be shot by the police. My dad set me up. My brother set me up. And I'm not sure if my mom was involved or not, but I think she was too. Good old moms pulled that classical tactic, you know. She was out of town when this shit happened, you know. I don't know. And I didn't even know she was out of town. And that's mom. I talk to her all the time. And supposedly, when shit went down, she was out of town. And she didn't say. Why would she go out of town and not say? Like, it's my mom. She would call and say, you know, and if anything happened, you know, and I'm out here by myself, and you know, But she didn't say nothing. Yeah, I definitely got to give y'all the details on that one. When I finish going through them videos, to make sure that the sound didn't cut off during that, I'll upload it, and then y'all can even see how the video, whatever the fuck it did, and then now all of a sudden you see me like this and my mouth's moving, but you don't hear nothing until seconds later, and then even in some places it just doesn't, whatever. And for all I know, that's probably just from a cheap device. But she was telling me weird shit. Like she was trying to like fuck with my psyche or something before I left. There's a big test coming, Mr. Young. She liked to call me Mr. Young. There's a big test coming, Mr. Young. Make sure you do the right thing. Now, I'm going to try and keep my smart remarks and all that stuff to a minimum so I can stay on point and to the beat and all that. But, you know, that was a mind game. A fuck game. Fuck boys game that fuck boys play. Go tit for tat. And I'm not going tit for tat with you because I see that was some fuck shit you just tried. And I've caught a lot of the fuck things that you tried. And some of them I let slide, and others, when I fell back, I just wanted to see what was going to transpire. But those were her words to me right before I left. So I leave, drive all the way up to Minnesota from Florida in the new truck that I had just bought for us, and left my Lincoln, and now I don't have either one, not my crib, no nothing. Ain't no telling what type of fuck shit's been done in my name or what's been said, but I know that there has been setup attempts. And when my auntie Robin said that the police were looking for me in Minnesota, and I ain't even been there for fucking years, now I know that was just a scare tactic. She was trying. She thought it was gonna do something about something. The police weren't looking for me. I checked for warrants and all that good shit. But I think you used something that was true and tried to spin it. And because you said something, you spoke something, it put something in my head, and all I had to do was think a little bit. Somebody did come looking for me, but it wasn't the police. And if it was, the police were just with a person escorting them or something. They were looking for me for something that you motherfuckers did, and they're trying to find me. You'll have to excuse the light is dark, you know what I mean? And I feel more comfortable right now. And you could see. You know, late at night, when motherfuckers is coming and shit, you pay more attention. It's night, shit happens. Plus, you're not gonna see that many people. So you see better. I remember, and I can see faces. During the daylight, everyone blends in. But I keep catching a lot of familiar faces. And to me, that's not coincidence. And I have a lot of footage of that too. Down there out of storage, I got to start figuring out a way to upload something. But I leave. I drive up to Minnesota. I get there. First things first, I go right to the hospital. I holler at my dad, what's up? How you doing, man? He had knee surgery, whatever. He's got all kinds of weird shit all over his leg. I thought he did a knee surgery. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, I don't know. But he's got like big, nasty pus boils all over him, motherfucking self. Like you had a plague or somebody cursed you or whatever. But anyway, he's there, kick it for a little bit, and start to get ready to help him up so I can wheel him out. But during that time, his girl comes and she starts, I kind of dug her because she's one of them women that, she's gonna speak her mind. I love that. And she's witty too. She had you cracking up while she's talking shit about a motherfucker. But she goes right in on him. And she's talking to me at the same time like, why'd you let him do that to you? He has plenty of people to come get him. Rick, why did you do that to him? He's got shit to do. Woo. She's going in. She's like, Trey, he has all his Muslim friends. That's all he cares about is all his Muslim friends. Which he does. And yes, that is all he gives a fuck about ever since motherfuckers were shorties. But I believe that that's a cover-up too, because but at the same time, I don't know if that's a cover-up or if that's what they really believe. I don't know shit about the Masons. I'm going to put that out there. I'm not no Masonologist. I'm not a YouTuber. So this is but whatever to put out for real, just in case there's something behind that I can, you know what I mean? And maybe it'll get found somewhere and the real shit will get told. Because I know motherfuckers is trying to whack me. And they've already had the narrative etched out. He's crazy. He's been to prison. He's crazy. And they've been trying to set this motherfucking scenario since forever and a day. Putting the evidence, fabricated evidence, where they needed it. So when the time came, everything would fall in place. But the only thing that didn't fall in place was the motherfucker that it was supposed to happen to. I wasn't supposed to catch on. I wasn't supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Look when they told me not to type shit. Leave when they asked me to stay type shit. I always knew it in my spirit and in my heart, man, that these motherfuckers weren't for me. That was for sure. But when I started seeing motherfuckers move in ways that didn't make motherfucking sense, I started to make moves in ways that didn't make motherfucking sense. And I could tell by the way that I was moving, it was frustrating motherfuckers. But anyway, I come up and she's telling me, no, there's plenty people. There's plenty people that came by to visit him while he was in the hospital. So is my dad just a punk ass nigga that plays punk ass games? Or was he on one? And he's definitely a punk ass nigga. But I've never known him to play games. So I knew he was on one. But me not being suspicious in a negative way, I figured that my dad is just a punk ass nigga. He don't know how to express himself. The motherfucker might be getting ready to die, or he's feeling old, or whatever. But that was just, delusions of grandeur, You know, I'm one of them kids that actually, I tried to be a good son. And now that I look back, I know I was. But I was led to believe, and others were led to believe otherwise. And now I know why. I'm supposed to be the fall guy. But through her jokes and dropping it on my dad, I realized not only, one, you made me waste my time, come all the way up here. It's COVID. It's COVID. Before they started calling it COVID, it was the corona, you know? So I was saying, yeah, man, corona. Well, I don't know what the fuck corona is, but I'm doing what the fuck they say, and I'm staying in the motherfucking house each and every day. That's kind of why I learned the things that I learned, so I could work off of my laptop and do a living right from my motherfucking living room, from my driveway, go to the beach, dig my toes in the sand, and sip something and make cash. I didn't have to go nowhere. And I didn't know how bad it really was. If it was bad. Come to find out, you know, maybe whoever finds this is not so easily duped. Because right before that, before me coming up to Minnesota, you know, I did a small little loop-de-loop of the United States, the whole thing, yes. I went down to Texas to put down a down payment on 40 acres of land that was also stolen from me. And from there, decided, fuck it. Let's see for ourselves. Proceeded to go up through New Mexico and up into Colorado and, you know, down back in from Oklahoma and cut through, you know, the rest of them states, Mississippi and Tennessee and back down. Yeah. Just to go see. And hopped out and kicked it in every state. Went to the places that we were seeing on the news and YouTube, and, you know, and you saw empty tents and stuff in front of the hospitals where they said that they were full and packed and all that good crap. But I'm getting off track. Like, so I'm irritated that you did that, man. What? But I'm still helping him. Help him get home, all that good shit. She was trying to tell me things. And to me, they were trivial. Because to me, I'm like, I know my family don't fuck with me. I just finished doing 10 years for trying to whack a nigga that was threatening my mom. And what the fuck these niggas do? They gave this nigga a job and moved him in. And now I know that was definitely a setup. That was definitely a setup. Police sitting around the corner waiting for me, and dudes coming, and he knows I'm coming because these motherfuckers are all in it together. The nigga I tried to whack, my own brother and my own motherfucking dad. Motherfucker, my dad shouldn't even known. But he called me right before I was about to smoke the nigga, talking his shit. How did you know? Who told you I was coming? You already knew. You had to. Because you set it up. And my brother was to come get me. And then smash off and leave when he was supposed to be at the spot to pick me up. You weren't supposed to know. So how did you know? But speed up, man. But I know she was dropping hints on me. is what she was doing. Because she had seen for herself, this woman, I saw her for the first time when I first got out, came by to see her and him. This is my dad's girlfriend, wife, or whoever. I don't know. I'm not sure. They keep saying they're married, but you know niggas be saying that they married, but they really not. Like my parents, I always thought that they was married, but when I go to look them up, I can't find nothing. I can only find my mom's ex-husband, which is my older brother's dad. They never really got married, but they got pictures and everything like they got married. Who takes pictures like they're getting married, got everybody around them, and you got your get-ups on and all that good stuff, but you're not really married. And my mom's maiden name was not really that. Once I got her death certificate from, I forget who sent it to me. I think it was my sister. And I'm not sure if that's a real death certificate. I want the real death certificate of my mom also. But who takes wedding pictures and it's not a real wedding? It was a wedding. I thought, what? So y'all didn't get married. You just took pretend photos. I'm not understanding. And how come I always thought that my mom's maiden name was Duncan? I thought it was Beth Estelle Duncan. Her death certificate says Bet, not Beth, Bet Nash. Crazy. And I found a whole bunch of other last names of my mom's. And, you know, niggas do what niggas do. You know, I understand the hustle. But I don't think that's where all them last names came from. I found like 4 last names for my mom. She's been 1,000 places that I never knew she's been to. And she's never spoke on it. She was involved in things that I never knew that she was involved in. You know, I thought my mom was the square from Delaware and then met my dad. And come to find out, she had big life before that. Whole life, you know, smashing, grabbing, getting it. I didn't think she even had a record. She got a long record. I got to get her medical records too. Let me keep moving. Yeah, I think she was dropping hints. You know, so yeah, that's where I was trying to say. When I went to go see him, when I first came home from prison, you know, I met her, and you know, hey, how you doing? You know, your trial, okay, you just got up, yep, you know, stay out of it, be nice, okay, yeah, I'm trying, you know, everything, you know. And she was like, you know what? And you are not like what your dad said. What do you mean? You are a good young man. You are a good young man. Okay. Thank you. But that was just, one of the many confirmations of me coming across people after my dad has already shit all over my fucking name. For what reason? Who knows? Actually, I know. To me, it's real, and I know why. To anybody else, hey, man, your dad's just a buster, man. Okay, bet. But when I know for sure that this motherfucker tried to have me whacked, 9 times out of 10, whatever my grandparents left me, that he got that, forged my signature, and that's why the motherfucker likes for, he wants me to put Richard Dix Young III. He's always pushed me, put Richard Dix Young III, that's your name. It don't say that on my social security card. Nigga, I'm telling you that you're the third, put it down. Well, how come when you sign your applications, you don't put Junior? You only put Richard D. Young. Oh, because that hustle lane was just for you, and I'm not supposed to know anything and doing because I'll come across some shit. Because if I'm Richard Dix Young III, that's a whole new track history, a whole other one. I put Richard D. Young, and you're putting Richard D. Young. I saw some of my stuff hopped onto your credit, and some of your shit hopped onto mine. But I don't think that all my business information hopping over from my public records could be considered the same. How in the fuck my businesses and my accolades and some of the properties that I've had are on your public records. I'm getting off track. But real quick to that, to me, there has to be something bigger behind it because, like, I have a company, or I had, before I was ran into the motherfucking ground and, you know what I mean, had to run up out my home motherfucking town before motherfuckers got real Dougie with me. I had a company, Rich Credit Club. Rich Credit Club. Go to YouTube, look me up, Rich Credit Club. Go on Facebook, look me up, Rich Credit Club. It's my company. I did credit repair and funding. Come to me, I fix your credit, I throw trade lines on it, and then I take you to the banks where I know the methods and the ins and outs and the underwriting systems, and I run up a bag. So I know how to read credit reports. I know exactly where to get the information. I even understand public records. You can hit LexisNexis and they'll send you the shit that's on your shits. But I'm not a public records expert. I am a credit expert. But not public records. So my jury's out on that one, then I'm going to have to do my research. And maybe that little tidbit also is to let you know I ain't no fool. The things that I'm going to lead up to and I'm saying, they're not only are they true, but I've analyzed and reanalyzed and noticed all I did was put myself in deeper also while I was analyzing, and gave motherfuckers almost another chance to do what they was trying to do because I had to be sure. But she's saying I'm a nice man, nice young man, nice. But that was when I got out in 15. I met this Dominican chick. I moved down to Florida. I do my thing down there for a few years. And I come back And now I'm seeing her at the hospital with my dad telling me that he's bogus for what he did having me come up when there was 1,000,001 people that would have came and got it. So take him to his house. He's a Buster Brown now. I don't know if I noticed what was going on in Florida before I went to my cousin. It was after. Okay, sorry. Now it makes sense. Okay, so here I am now, pissed at my dad. He lives in this piece of shit apartment, roaches and shit, rat infested and shit, and he's been living like this before I came home from prison and while I was down in Florida living. I'm talking about I was living, man. I was doing my thing. My first crib was an $800,000 house on the Intercoastal in Daytona Beach, Florida, and me and my ex was, we're renting it, but we're trying to talk the owner into selling it also, but not for the 800, for 6, but he wouldn't budge. And she did some punk shit that got us hacked and some more shit, and we ended up falling the fuck off anyways, and I had to bounce us the fuck back. And then I went and got a $500,000 motherfucking house in Fleming Island in Florida on an acre of land. And that's not no brag, no nothing. But now I understand some things too. He's got entitlement issues. Like, you down there living high off the motherfucking hog, and I'm up here fucked up. But that was your fault. I'm not no bogus son that was like, I got my bag, dad, fuck you. No, nigga. I tried to put you in, put you on. But you're egotistical. You didn't want that for me. You would rather suffer than to be able to say I was smart. And I actually had a real career, trade, business. You didn't like it that the narrative that you've been putting out about me was all false. You wanted me to live up to that very badly. So you could say, see? But you can't say, see. Because every time I come into contact with anyone that you've shitted on my name to, they always say the same thing. And you've had a whole lot to say to a whole lot of people about me. At some point during my first or second day in Minnesota, I start getting the notifications on my phone. Actually, it might have been about the maybe 4th or 5th, because I remember I had met since he was straight and his girl was now there to take care of him. You don't need me no more. But fuck it, I'm here. I'm gonna kick it for a few days, go see the fam. Probably the smartest, but at the same time, worst thing that I could do. Because there was death waiting for me in Florida too. Met some of my younger cousins that I ain't never seen before. Kicked it, whatever. On one of them days, you know, and I ain't been there but a couple days, I start getting the notifications from my bank about shit. And I was on kind of relax mode. I'm not checking my phone on a regular. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really checking it. You know what I'm saying? Unless it rings, you know, I'm getting notifications and emails. You know, the security warning things that somebody just logged in and whatever. If this wasn't you, you know, change your password, take security measures or whatever. But I'm seeing those emails and notifications, you know, a day after. You know, so you got the notification and it says the, you know, where it comes from, and it's, you know, bam, a day ago. You know, I'm drunk, I'm high, I'm kicking it with my family. I probably didn't even have my phone for all I know. But when I did get my phone again, I'm looking through it and I'm noticing shit, and hold on, I go into my bank accounts. Motherfuckers were stealing money out my bank accounts. Shutting bank accounts down, closing them, taking the money out and shutting them down. And it could only have been her because I shared accounts with her. But she even got accounts closed that she wasn't on with BBVA before they got acquired by PNC. Now those accounts are now archived with BBVA. But not only did she take my money, which was, we had at least 50 bands in there. But I know it was over 50 bands. There was money put up in other places also. 5 here, 10 there. We had just took a big chunk and bought the house. So, or put the down payment down. Spent a shitload of money furnishing the motherfucker. But she's snatching the money out of all the accounts that we shared, and then even got the money out of one of my accounts that she had no access to. And the bank allowed her to shut it down. How? I don't know, but I know that's a lawsuit right there. A bank can't shut your fucking bank account down because some bitch came in and asked for him to do it. When I called and I'm trying to argue and fight back, you know what I'm saying? They're shitting on me. And they're using that space in between spaces shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, we're sorry, it's been shut down now, and you know we've been acquired by PNC, so those accounts are no longer in the system. They are now archived with our archive company or whatever the fuck type shits. And really, I couldn't take it no further. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going through shit where I don't even have no room to breathe, no way to fight. I don't got no money. This bitch done ran off with all my motherfucking money. She's talking this shit about, yeah, you know you're a felon, and you know if you come back down here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know I'll tell them whatever. Oh, you gonna do me like that? So I got no money. I can't pay no lawyer, no nothing. The bank people are clowning me. My chick clowning me. My ex clowning me. But okay, so I'm noticing that the notifications and the emails and shit. So of course the first person I call is her. And she's talking super reckless. Super fucking reckless. Like You know what I mean? Trying to control a nigga, like, if you be a good boy, and you know, and just, man, Buster Brown in me. And I'm trying my hardest to keep my composure together, because I can see what's popping and going off, you faggot bitch and woo woo, all that type of shit ain't gonna help nothing. Even though I'm pretty sure I did a couple motherfucking times and I can't remember, you know. But I was trying to keep my cool as much as possible. She hangs up on me. She won't pick up the phone or call me. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, trying to treat me like I'm sweating her or something. So I go to my phone and I could, you know, I had cameras up all over my house, inside of my house. And I could see everything inside of my house from my phone in Minnesota, no problem. And I could see her son going up to my cameras. I could see his punk ass face taking down my cameras from the inside of my house. So now man, something's going on. Something the fuck is going on. So the only thing in my head is that I gotta hurry up and get down there. I can't get no money. She already took everything out of the bank accounts. I can't sit back and say, you know what? Fuck you, you punk bitch. I know what you're trying. And I can't fall into that trap. I'ma just sit back and pay the lawyers and woo woo woo, and we'll just battle this out in court, and I'll get my shit, you know, later on through you know, a judgment call from the judge or whatever. But I'm like, man, I'm broke as fuck, man. I gotta come up somehow. And I can't let that shit, motherfucker, man, fuck this. So before I noticed from my notifications, you know, I'd been kicking it with my relatives and shit and whatever, and one of my younger relatives knew how to drive really good. So I told her, I said, cuzzo, I gotta bust a move, and I gotta bust a hard one and fast. I need to get back down to Florida in record time. Now we can switch off on the driving, but I wanna be able to go straight through from Minnesota down to Fleming Island, Florida. And she got me there in, I don't even think it was 24 hours. I think we got there in like 18 hours. So we smashed straight fucking through. And when I say smash, I mean smash. The girl she did 100 miles an hour all the way there. I gave her 400 to take me there, and I gave her 400 when we got back, just on GP. And you know, I'm big cuzzo, and you know, she's little cuz, and you know, I mean, and that's just what I do. But she was a punk bitch too. She tried to set me up too. As you'll see, as we go along, you'll notice how in the fuck did everybody get on the same page to do the same shit and run the same script? Niggas don't got no unity like that. But that's a myth too. Because if the majority of my family knew the whole fucking time that my parents really weren't my parents, one, and two, that they were all Masons, and somebody in the fucking family is a real life fucking serial killer, and they keep it secret, hush hush. So I guess they all come together for that type shit. But So she gets me down there. And when we get to the crib, you know, I'm looking like, man, I hate this shit, man. I got to sneak up to my own motherfucking goddamn house. It's the last time I ever let a motherfucking bitch get close to me like that again. I promise you that motherfucking much. But when I get to the crib, of course, when I walk in, I'm like, door, she ain't there. But I look around, yep, my fucking cameras are motherfucking gone. My cameras are down. Here we go with the idiot shit. Let's see what this for. My cameras are down. I go to my closet where my clothes is and shit, because, you know, that's where I kept my dumpers. They're gone. She took the shotgun and the we have a M16. Short, stocky joint with the chunky barrel. 30 round clips. Couple thousand rounds of ammo. All gone. It was COVID. Of course, all this shit's rolling in, man. And I'm the credit guy. All I do is fix credit and kick it and talk shit. I really didn't need no pistols for nothing. But when all that shit started to pop off, I did two things. Stacked the house up with water and food and all that good shit. And I went and got guns. And I had another one put up. So I went to my other stash box. It was still there. Bet. She didn't know about this one. Or it would have been gone. And I'm pretty sure she gave my guns to her son and her brother to handle the motherfucking business when I came back. Because I told her I'll be back on Monday. Or something like that. I didn't tell her that I was on the way. I told her I'd be back, you know, a few days after from, I was already on the highway when she's like, I'm trying to wear her down and not create no suspicion or make a motherfucker paranoid. Last thing I need to be doing right now is talking shit while I'm trying to come in under the, you know, the guise of, you know, of sneaky, you know, undercover, darkness. I don't want to walk into a well-lit and known trap. I'm just walking into a trap. And I know that. But she don't know I'm coming. And when I get there, she's gone. Cameras are down. Guns are gone. So my mind's racing. I know there's something up. But last thing I need to do is allow myself to get caught in a situation where I'm not going to have no leverage. I don't know what this bitch got planned. And yes, it is very motherfucking true. A nigga's a felon. And I know when with malicious, dirty motherfuckers that actually want to use that shit to try and have you fucked off, yeah. All they got to do is point and, oh, him, and then, you know, they run your name and they, oh, you got a felony, you got felony background. Oh, yeah, you gotta be guilty. That's why when you go on the news and shit, you know, they talk about a motherfucker is getting arrested or going to jail for something and blah, give you this, that, and the third, or the police shot him and woo. First thing that leads out their motherfucking mouth is, Blasey Skippy had a record, and what the fuck that got to do with any motherfucking thing? That didn't have nothing to do with the situation that you're supposed to be talking about. But anyway, I'm digressing, or I shouldn't even say digressing. I'm starting to so I don't do no videos. I don't do the YouTube thing. You know what I mean? My emotions come out about shit that, yeah, still affects me like a motherfucker. But I don't know what's happening, so I have to be smart. Plus, my little brother and my cousin had already started to breathe on me about some things that were concerning them. That multiple people in the family have either been murdered, and it's a cold case, nobody pursuing it, and at least in one of the situations, the police know who did it and let a motherfucker go. And then you got the issues of people in my family that have died, and it's real fucking suspicious, man, how they died. And the shit that they put, it's almost like these motherfuckers don't do no real investigation. Or they'll do a real investigation for a real motherfucking crime that transpired that wasn't, and the narrative wasn't being controlled by them, type shit. But when it's being controlled by them, I don't think so. But what's the motive? How? Why? Where? I don't know. I'm kind of guessing a little bit as I go, because some of the things just don't make sense. It's too elaborate. So I'll have to see where the details lead. Sorry, I gotta watch my surroundings at the same time. Yeah, so during my small little time of kicking it with the fam before, I had to run down to Florida real quick to try and hopefully save my shit. But okay, my best thinking told me, after I saw that my guns were gone, and yeah, my cameras were down, that you're missing a big piece of this puzzle, and you better get your ass somewhere where nobody else knows while you think about it. And that's what I did. So I grab what I can. At that moment, you know, it's in my head like, man, what the fuck, this dirty bitch? But there has to be something really fucking wrong behind this. So, you know, I gathered up things that I thought I might need. And I think she had a feeling that I might would do that. So her hard drives and her computers weren't there. The little Rolodex that held our passwords for certain accounts and shit, gone. So she took the guns. She took her computers and her hard drive. and she was gone. I know she came back after we had left. We had been gone for about an hour and already on the highway. And she calls me, and these were her words. She says, "You're smart." No, she didn't call me. She texted me, sorry. And I don't even have the fucking phone no more. These motherfuckers, I'm gonna give it as best I can up until the point where I was in Fargo, but I won't continue from there. I still gotta keep where I'm at right now. You know, on the Slunder. But there's a lot of fucking shit. But she texts me, "Oh, you smart." And mind you, she doesn't even talk like this. She's one of them, you know, Dominican chicks that wants to be white, basically. You know what I'm saying? So she tries to talk proper, and you know, with the big vocabulary and super sophisticated, when really she's ratchet. But she ain't never been gangster ratchet. It's, how should I say? You know, she would throw her little attitudes and whatever. But she never talked like she was, you know, some motherfucker, you know, that's sadistic. Because I understood exactly what she meant when she texted me and she said, "Oh, you smart." You know, that's, you know, to interpret it another way is, "Oh, you peep game, motherfucker, and you got out of Dodge." Yeah, bitch, I did. Why the fuck is the lighting so damn bad? But, well, it's dark, sorry. Ain't shit I can do. But anyway, I'm like, man, you're a cold bitch. And I'm talking, you know, she finally calls and she's basically pissed that I know something is up and I lied about coming back on Monday and came now. So I'm supposed to just fall into it. Like, these motherfuckers, they're really trying it. But they're clowns. But they're clowns with backing from the Masons and the police. So I have to watch my step. Who I talk to, all kinds of shit. Because I had no clue how deep this shit was going to get. And when I say everybody was involved, everybody was involved. And you got to know that there's a whole bunch of people that are involved. If 20 members of my fucking family, 20 members of my fucking family, almost 20, are cold cases or unexplained deaths, and then all their shit comes up missing. Houses, cars, money, their insurance money, their shit in their wills doesn't go to the people it's supposed to go to. To me, in my heart of hearts, and I say this not with no type of pride or deceit, manipulation, no nothing. It's still hard to believe that my family might be bumping off other members of my motherfucking family for fucking money. Crumbs, insurance money, what they got in their bank accounts. Raping their motherfucking insurance money. Taking insurance out on them. I know I got a whole bunch of life insurances on me that I ain't never known about. From motherfuckers that I don't fuck with. That have just been waiting for me to die. And because I'm not dead, I didn't die fast enough. I didn't die in the 90s when motherfuckers was gangbanging and the bullets was flying. I didn't die when the police tried to kill me and they was shooting at me, emptied the clip on me from 2 different directions, 2 officers. I didn't die. And motherfuckers know I get down, so you can't just send nobody. And that's not no ego, no cockiness, no nothing. I can defend myself. And they know it. Which kind of leads me also to believe that, that's why they do the fucking setups. I know they put shit in my food. I wish that I could be doing this after I've had time to bounce back from these motherfuckers basically driving me into homelessness. Because this is a bitch. This is a bitch to bounce back from. These motherfuckers steal everything you got, and you got to relocate and start from scratch. Half the time, most of the time, I get denied on everything and anything that I apply. I don't got no fucking ID. I don't got no ID. I don't got no social security card, no birth. All that, it was all stolen. I left that motherfucker in my Dodge Durango and with my laptop and the clothes that was on my back. Because I'll paint that picture also as I go along of how they trap motherfuckers. You ever walk into a house and you see a whole bunch of SIM cards on the motherfucking ground? They better cause alarm. Because they ain't switching their cards like that. Them is from other phones. Other people. That you have no clue where they are. But she hits me with, that bullshit, calls me, work, arguing. And, I can talk shit now. Now I got confirmation, plus I done got in and I got out. Where's my shit? You're not supposed to have those. You're a felon, blah, blah, blah. They're playing. I already know you're on one. But now, I'm really watching what I say. When you say shit like that, you're doing it for other ears. Or you're recording the phone conversation. You're trying to lead me more into the setup. Okay, so I got in and got out. That wasn't a part of your plan. Woo, woo, woo. You wanted to sucker me to come back down and whatever the fuck. Don't worry, I always remember our conversations of where people go missing in Florida. And ain't nobody checking the Everglades no time soon. Especially for me. But after talking to her, click. And I can't remember word for word. I'm about to take y'all through a whole year. Within the last year, this shit has happened to me. And no, I haven't had no time to do no fucking video. I was literally on the motherfucking run. Because everywhere I went, doors were shutting left and right. People that have never shut doors on me. People were changing their numbers left and right. People that ain't seen me in years, they used to babysit me, that love my crusty drawers, and I call them, and they, oh my God, Lousy Skippy, inviting me over. Love, y'all, it's supposed to be all love. And then the next day, things are changing with them also. One by one by one by one by one. And I took it to be, man, people are weird nowadays. And I had to do a little deeper thinking on it. And what it brought me to, that somebody is contacting everyone I know and telling them something to make them, you know what I'm saying, get sideways on me. Everyone. And I ain't no bogus nigga. Like, I remember when I was a shorty, when, you know, my cousin Mike would come to the door, because he was cracked out. And I'm talking about he's you know, he's a thug. And he's cracked out. And he's one of them motherfuckers, when he's cracked out, like, nigga, run for cover. Because he's a monster. And all he gives a fuck about is getting some paper for that, his shit. And I remember my family to, you know, cut the lights and everybody would be quiet while he's knocking on the door and shit, you know, and you wait him out until he goes. I remember that as a kid. I'm not that nigga. There ain't nobody that turned their back on me during this whole demonstration that could say anything fucked up about me. These are all people that knew me when I was a kid and they ain't seen me since. Or these are all people in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion, they've all benefited from me. I stays up on my shit. They're always calling for a ride. I stays up on my chips. I hands it out. And I got swag. So I'm not no cornball, no weirdo, no nothing. But you couldn't tell by the way motherfuckers was disappearing and ducking. So it had me fucked up. And not to add, you know, just real shit, I was fucked up in the heart and my mind at what I now believe. But at first, there has to be an explanation for these many deaths and no answers. But when I came to the conclusion that it was my own family doing it to certain family members, and for what? And to think that they probably did it to my mom. But reflecting and doing more research and analyzing on it, I also think that she tried to have it done to me, maybe. But it didn't happen. But, you know, hey, I guess, you know, ain't no honor amongst thieves, you know, thieves and killers, you know. When your number's up, your number's up. When you show weakness, and, you know, hey, everybody closes in. I don't know. I don't even know if my mom's really dead. For all I know, man, you know, could affect her death. Trying to walk y'all through this. So. and get back to my spot. So after I hang up with her, you know, this dude Mike that I used to do business with, or at that moment, it wasn't long before I had done business with him and other things with him before that. And he's been around me and my ex for the longest, or at least during, you know, almost a big portion of our relationship. And now I'm even suspect about that, because out of all the people that I dealt with for business, and dealing with him was business, I ain't got no friends. Ain't no real friends out this motherfucker. Associates and business associates. And I got close to only 2. The rest, they would come, they would go. That's what we're doing. We're doing business. Once the transaction is complete, I fix your credit, I got you paper, I get my cut, you go your way. And you know what I'm saying? And, you know, everybody's cool with that. It's not no disrespect. It's not nothing. They got families and lives, and I got my life. That was cool. They weren't looking to be buddy-buddy, and I wasn't looking for it either. But 2 brothers, for some odd reason, the whole time kept great contact with me. And they would come to the crib and woo. You know, now I know that they was planting and watching me too. Because one, I'm not sure if he's a Mason. It never came up. I didn't even think about it then. But the other guy, fucking, I can't even remember the full name. I know I got it somewhere, but you know, he openly said he was a Mason. And, you know, took me out around his guys, a whole bunch of Masons. You know, we went shooting. I ain't think nothing of it. And now hindsight's 2020, you know, I never brought up not one conversation about no Masons, because it wasn't on my radar then, especially even with my family, for anything. But my ex was always bringing it up. She was always trying to, oh, just join the Masons. Join the Masons. These guys over here, you hang out with them, and then pretty soon, you know, they'll... And I would just always shrug it off, because to me, it sounded like a chick trying to push me to make friends with motherfuckers that got to end somewhere, that she wants to be a part of, but trying to use me to get there. Why? I don't know. I don't like being a part of shit, really. I wasn't looking to be a part of nothing. And to me, you know, that Mason shit, before I understand things the way I understand it now, you know, is, to me, it was cornball shit. I don't want to play dress up every whatever day they go and wear funny hats and whatever the fuck else they be doing. I don't even know what Masons do. I don't know what they believe. I don't know what they study. I don't know what they know. I don't know shit about what they do. I never looked into it. I still haven't looked into it. But me just being analytical and not being no da-dun, I can size things up and put them together and yada yada, and it's the only logical explanation of what's happening to me. It's from the Masons. But I don't see the relevance too much yet. and I have some theories, but you know, I'll hold on to that for now and just give hard facts. But I know I went off sideways a little bit and bring it back. This talking to this fool on the phone, he's kind of like playing devil's advocate type shits. And then he's kind of suspect. I'm like, man, this bitch bogus, bro. Just stang me, man. Took all the money. Woo, woo, woo. Come on now, Richard. What did you do? You know? What you mean, nigga? Do shit. Well, man. I take care of my house. I make paper. I do what I do. You can't even say the like, oh, you've been, even if this was a reason, not a good enough one, but even if it was, you can't even say, oh, you were cheating on me and I just lost my mind and woo, woo, woo. I was actually trying to do the monogamous thing. At least until I got to the point to where I already knew where it was going and we was going to end up splitting. We're just two different individuals. You got that narcissistic thing going on and I got that, you know, I don't tolerate narcissism. Bitch. But he's revealing himself more as we speak, but I don't want to linger on it too much. But that 50 grand that we had, making 40% a month on Bitcoin, we borrowed it from him. So a part of the money that she did a smash and grab on me with, she also did it to you for $50,000. They say, oh, I'm not worried about the money. Shit happens, you know. What? I didn't say $50. I said the whole $50,000 that you wired to us to invest is making money, but she took it. Don't worry about it. I'm more worried about you. What are you gonna do? I mean, that sounds awfully nice, but, huh? And I'm explaining to him, and I don't feel the need to explain to nobody, but I'm kind of venting. And I'm glad that I kind of vented a little bit, you know what I mean? Because usually I don't say shit. I keep my shits to myself, and I just handle my functions. And I go through all kinds of shit, and I don't say nothing about nothing. But I'm speaking. And he's super nonchalant, chill, cool. Nigga, you just lost 50 grand. I'm telling you, my bitch just tried to set me up. Her son took down my cameras inside my home. Remember them big ass motherfucking yompers I showed you? Yeah, she stole them. Richie, you guys, I don't know what to tell you. He's super calm, and you just lost $50,000. Like me personally, I'm just saying, I'd be pissed off. Like, nigga, you're a bitch. Took my nigga, go get my motherfucking money. And he was awfully cool about it. And while I was talking to him, she sent this motherfucker a made-up text message that she copied and pasted and put together and sent it to him, trying to make it look like I withdrew that money out. Like I withdrew the money out. So he sends it to me. And I'm pretty sure I probably don't even got it. That was in one of my other fucking phones. And when you're homeless and you ain't got no motherfucking money, and you know, and I'm trying to hold on to everything, to anything that's not only mine, but you know, it's got shit on it. You know what I mean? Shit that could help me later on when the real story starts. You know what I mean? And I could resurface and woo or whatever the fuck. But I have to look and try and find it. I'm pretty sure he still got it. But anyway, she made up a phony withdrawal email and said that I did it. And he sent it to me. But the one thing is that she fucked up bad. And that's why I say these motherfuckers is clowns and they're doing shit. And they got backing for shit, but they're clowns. She sent me a made up withdrawal email, sent him a made up withdrawal email, took a screenshot, messaged it to him. He sent it to me. Bro, that same message that she copied and pasted, that the bottom part came from one place and the top part came from another, where the money is. But that withdrawal email came from Wells Fargo to her email. I wasn't on the Wells Fargo account. Only you. You fucked up. And whether he knew when he was in on it or not, and he was just trying to, these motherfuckers, they had, if anybody is going through any of this shit that I'm going through, man, you can't trust no motherfucking body. My family has had people get close to me for years just so they can have someone close to me that I talk to. Reveal shit. And also so someone has eyes on me. I done caught a few motherfuckers reporting back about me. And when I slide on a motherfucker about it, they play the role. Oh, that's just, that's your family, man. I just give you this, that, and the third. Shut the fuck up. I don't tell nobody my business. If you want to keep something secret, you don't tell nobody. Everyone knows that. And they know that about me too. So they're always trying to have someone around me, watching me, videotaping me, recording my conversations, hacking me. I have to pick this back up in a second. Hold on. Alright. I have to turn my car on, man. It's starting to get cold. Man, and I promise you, no bluff. They got me all the way fucked up. Like, got a motherfucker. If the lighting is right, and if y'all can see, like, nigga got a player all the way fucked up. I'm living in my shit. Got all my shit. What little shit that I've acquired within just the last 2-3 months. Got all my IDs. These niggas have been doing shit with my credit. Got my credit fucked up. And yeah, I know how to fix my credit, but that takes time. And it takes money. So where I leave, man, so he's playing clown. Who chucks up 50 grand to the game? And he did it with no problem. And he didn't call no more after that for a few months, and then plays it off, and then he just plays it off like, I'm just calling to check up on you. How you doing, bro? Fuck out of here, nigga. I know you playing, for the other side. Why? I don't know. I figure you just, you's a bogus nigga, and your true colors are showing. You smell an empty spot, and you tried to snuggle up. You know what I'm saying? You thought you made a come up. And no, he wasn't trying to do the credit business thing. I think you just wanted the bitch. I remember in our conversations, I was telling you it's not all it was cracked up to be. You thought it was glitter and gold because of the performance. I'm pretty sure you found out later that that's all it was a performance. I think that's what that was. She suckered him in. Because he liked her. So he thought he made a come up. It's obvious about the 50. You know what I'm saying? That she assured him, like, don't even trip. You know what I'm saying? We got that, blase, kippy, this, that, and the third. I just need you to play like this for whatever. That's why you were so cool with chalking up 50 bands. But anyway, moving past him, get back to Minnesota. One of the things I did, I stopped by to see my dad real quick. I told him about the fuck shit, just on GP, niggas kicking it. I don't expect him to do shit. Why? It's my problem. I didn't know he was a part of the problem, though. But I told him, first thing out his mouth is, oh, man, I can't think about that stuff right now, man. Man. Well, I didn't ask you to think about it. And what are you doing right now? But it's odd that I was... What the fuck's going on now? I do not like it when the meat wagon comes around me. Like, who the fuck are you? And all this fuck shit keep a motherfucker paranoid. You know what I'm saying? So like, motherfucker ain't peeped around corners and, and felt no type of way and kept different knives and all kinds of shit on him just in case type shit until after this shit. Before that, I'm talking about nigga ain't had no problems. The 90s was the 90s. I ain't ran into a motherfucker that I had to get, you know what I'm saying, really get into it with in years. Get me fucked up. He throws a fit about how he can't deal with it, can't think about this right now, and woo. Didn't nobody tell you? You had to. I mean, I thought you would feel some type of way. Like, that bitch did what? No, none of that. No. Immediately, you were irritated. All right. So fuck it. Went and stayed at my cousin's house. And I was there for a couple months. While I was there, at first it didn't seem like nothing was nothing. I'm just a relative that hasn't been around in a while. So you got my cousin, my little brother. He comes over there to hang out all the time. So, that was a win-win because, it's my little brother. I want to hang out with my little brother too. But I didn't know that he was hanging out with them so tough. And I didn't know that there was any negative vibes either. Or motherfuckers actually beefing and taking sides and not fucking with other family members because they fuck with other family members type shit. And it's like, for what? For what? For what? Tell me something. I mean, is it like, some of these families, are they like Mike? Like, as soon as you go over there, these motherfuckers is, gonna be trying to tap your pockets like Debo and shit, and y'all niggas just don't want to deal with that. I can understand that. But where's the rhyme? Where's the reason? Anytime I ask anybody about, right, why they don't fuck with the family, it's hush hush, quiet quiet. Nobody says nothing. So I used to take it as just, damn, niggas is petty. They actually tried to sell me one dream about how my cousin Brenda, which, she's one of my older cousins, so I respect her like she's an auntie, fell out with my dad on Thanksgiving. Something about a turkey. And he stole the turkey. He stole the turkey and replaced it with a smaller one. And what? Y'all niggas ain't talked in 20 years because of a fucking turkey? Y'all niggas is crazy. It's the overlay. It's the underplay for the overlay, however the fuck you say that shit. But the throw off for the spin off. They didn't expect me to say the things that they were telling me just weren't good enough, and to continue with me reaching out and talking and going to see and whatever. I'm at my cousin's house, and her mom is one of my older relatives. She's like damn near 80. Judy like damn near 80. So in my mind, I'm like, she knows a lot of shit. She might not know that she knows a lot of shit, but after I'm through asking questions, I'm about to show her, yeah, you knew a lot of shit. So we're hanging out, and we're, had a couple drinks and ate and dinner, and she don't smoke, but I go out back, chief with my other relatives and continue the dialogue, with her and my little brother and my cousin, and I remember, we're sitting and we're having a conversation, and she gives me an obituary thing with the picture and yada 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 in it. And she's like, here, I think that your mom would want you to have this. Like, that's not my mom, that's my granny. She said, oh, I thought it was your mom. Not knowing later on, after, I get to doing my looking up of people, family, trying to piece shit together, get answers, and have some type of direction, and maybe, I'm a nigga I'm a family nigga. I'm like, nigga, when the fam call, I'm coming, I'm there, in whatever way. So I'm trying to figure this out. The whole time I'm thinking it's odd that ain't nobody else trying to figure this out. Why are so many people in the family cold cases? Why are so many people in our family dead and all their shit is missing? How come nobody's questioned how they died and they're just accepting what's being told to them? And who's telling it to them? Your dad. Your dad seems to know everybody that dies and he gets there first. Well, what the fuck? And my dad's great at playing the dun-dun game. He loves to play stupid. But as my Auntie Judy would say, he's very intelligent. He's very calculating. He's a great manipulator. He's exactly his tag, what he loves to call himself since I've been knee-high to a fly's eye. He'd always use his line, I'm the great pretender. You know, I took that as, that's just some slick nigga shit, you know what I mean? But you do your thing, though. I ain't mad at you, Playboy. Shoot. You got a house and cars, you know what I'm saying? Back then he did. What I'm speaking about now, he was fucked up all the way. No dime to his name. How you got the money to all of a sudden a couple weeks later move to Africa, I don't know. You was down and on your luck just a week ago. Now you got whole bands to move to another country and get married. Nigga, what? And I just got robbed. And if I didn't move in with Cuz, I wouldn't have a place to stay. And the only reason I moved in with Cuz, now I understand, was so they could keep tabs on me. And I'm thinking, these motherfuckers actually gave a fuck. And since I know that a lot of this shit was planned, the things that I'm saying can be questionable. Because now I have to rewind the tapes back in a way of not what people said, but analyze why. You was trying to steer me in a certain direction? Because she thought that my grandma was my mom. Then I hop online and I find in the Star Tribune archives in the newspaper that there was 2 obituaries written. One that said I was her son, and the other one that was put into the paper the next day where I was taken out from being her son. Erased, and the name that should have been there was now there. Because y'all left Troy off on the first one, if I'm not mistaken, just doing this from memory. And you had me as her son. And then the next one, I was erased and you put Troy. Weird. But there's so many games, it makes you question a lot of shit. And you have to analyze a lot of shit. Because not only is there the lies and the manipulation, but there's the coercion, the, trick knowledge. false game, false tips. A person planted to drop this tip on you as though they're enlightening you on something, but really, spinning you or sucking you into the scenario that they're creating. And like I said, it'll sound elaborate and it's too much. It's like, what? Why? How? Why? And who are you? To me, I'm nobody. I'm just a nigga from St. Paul. I had my struggles and my trials and tribulations like everybody else. Nigga, life has not been motherfucking easy. But I'm just an average nigga trying to get my paper. Fuck with a couple little shooby-doo-wops. Stay out the way. So sometimes even now, I still question myself like, what are you thinking, man? Why would your whole family be Masons, and why would they be watching you, and why would they be trying to kill you? Trying to find that out. When I look online, I saw that in the Star Tribune. Thank God they keep archives. But it makes you wonder, like, okay, that could have been a mistake, and that's why you came back the next day and rewrote it. Nobody wants to take credit for who put the obituary in the newspaper. Because somebody did. Somebody had to talk to somebody that put it in the newspaper. Nobody wants to tell me who that was. It's probably just an accident, just Troy, Trey. I don't know. Troy's not even motherfucking sure if he's really a part of the family. He's been questioning it too. Y'all motherfuckers was playing some type of sick baby swap game, something. But anyway, it could be argued. Typo, mistake. It's awfully coincidental. And one thing I'm starting to learn is that nothing is a coincidence. Nothing. But it seems so coincidental because it's sleight of hand. It leaves the doubt in the brain when you're looking at it. Maybe not. You know what I mean? And they stay in that in between. So there's always that plausible deniability. But she said it. I looked it up online, saw it. I went to go see my cousin Brenda, who's in a nursing home by herself. All her kids ski-skirted, left her, went down to Arizona. Her baby boy, your favorite, supposedly, Waj, killed himself, so he wasn't around. I don't believe he killed himself, though. There's another of my family members that was sat up. 12 officers jumped him. They jumped him and they was on top of him. And they say that he still got to his pistol. And when he got his pistol, he killed himself with 12 officers, a dozen on top of one man. Itty bitty little dude, 5'9", maybe 180 pounds soaking wet. You know, that's bullshit. But I went to go holler at her, and real quick tidbit, I think because they left her hanging, because, you know, I don't think my cousin Brenda is all that swell neither. Just because I went to go see her don't mean nothing. She allowed her boyfriend to fucking molest all my fucking cousins when they were children. You got 5 kids. 5. And you didn't know that your boyfriend was molesting all of them? That's a motherfucking lie. Something else that came out when I came back. How that was kept a motherfucking secret for so long. Or I can't even say it was kept a secret. It was kept a secret from me. Who the fuck am I? Nobody. But I am the only motherfucker talking about it. Trying to figure out a way to do something about it. Picking myself up off the motherfucking ground because of it. But now I also understand why certain motherfuckers, they fell back, left the motherfucking state and won't come back. Won't fuck with the family at all if you call them to hang up and change the number. Because they know. And they're scared. So they turn a blind eye. And they fortify their homes so it can't be done to them. But they know. And everyone knew. And them aren't the only children in my family that have been fucked with. I still don't know what happened to my little brother. He leaves. Why you sent him out to Denver by himself, I don't know. And he comes back gay as hell. And y'all try to paint me some fake scenario about, oh, he's always been like that. You don't remember when he was a kid, he used to play with dolls and shit? He's my little fucking brother. No. I don't remember that. But I go to see her, and she basically confirms it too. I say, auntie, you know, call her my auntie, but she really my cousin. Auntie, what's up? You know, go through the, you know, ain't seen her in a minute, and brought her some food, brought her some trees. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, she stuck it down there, so she gonna want some weed. Brought her some weed. You know who my mom is? She raises up her finger. She says, 1 second. Because, you know, she has something going on with her, which now I know, I understand. The Most High has been fucking her up for what she did. So she's receiving her karma. But her karma, illnesses, affected her speech. So she could talk a little bit. And actually, she can talk a little bit more than she lets on. But for the most part, you know, she says, oh boy. Or maybe that was a fucking jug on me. Because I remember when she got on the phone and she put me on the phone with my cousin Tiger, you know, she spoke to him regular. The whole time I'm there, and she's doing the, oh boy. Like, that's all she can say is, oh boy. Oh, and my dad even told me that. He's like, man, you don't want to go see her. She, you know, he was trying to tell me not to go. But, you know, I'm going to do the opposite. Man, she can't say anything. All she says is, oh boy, oh boy. And that's what she did for a while. Oh boy. And then, you know, I'm going to get to that in a second. But, okay, so I asked her, you know what my mom is? She hits me with the one finger, 1 second. She goes right to under her pillow and comes out with this little wooden, you know, little box. It's a little box. And in it, pops the top, in it is a picture of my grandma. Coincidentally, you just so happen to have a picture of my grandma or my mom inside of this nice little box that was tucked away underneath your pillow. Okay. I can dig it. I saw the pictures, you know, you at some point in time, you and Granny, you know, y'all kicked it. What happened later on down the line, I don't know, because I don't remember y'all coming over for no family dinners and we didn't come over there. And I used to wonder why. So I know the split happened when we were kids. And we were left with the side of the family that was being dropped because of the decisions that they were making. And the rest of the fam, I was like, nah, you niggas have lost your fucking mind. You got niggas molesting the kids and you're letting it slide? Niggas is becoming Masons and shit, and we're not down with tearing down society and keeping them deaf, dumb, and blind over here. That's y'all. So they skedaddle. Got a whole bunch of family that have just totally disowned themselves from us, the side of the family that was left in Minnesota, that are all Masons doing the fuck shit. And the children had to grow up through it. And I already told you what happened to my cousin Brenda's kids, what the fuck she allowed to happen. Or was that a made-up story? Because it's awfully weird when I called and asked my cousin Pidge about it. We were cool, talking and catching up and loving on each other through the phone because we ain't seen each other in a minute. And you're inviting me over for dinner and come hang and talk and woo woo woo. But before, you know, we hang up the phone and, you know, good night and I'll see you tomorrow. You know, I just had to know about the rumor of all my cousins on the Shaw side being molested as children. And my phone cuts out. It dies because I didn't pay attention. The battery died. But it only takes me a second to plug the motherfucker up and call back. And she never picked back up the phone. Never. Not one more time for me. She didn't answer none of my text messages. I would message her on the messenger on Facebook and just cold turkey. Wouldn't say nothing. And then when she would say something months later, she would send a dumbass emoji. Scared. She's scared or something. Or motherfuckers is really like trying to fuck with a nigga head, and they're feeding me a scenario that they thought I was gonna run with and do crazy shit. That used to be my MO. But that guy don't live here no more. I killed him in prison. Now I'm in control. The smart guy. The one that educated himself. Who learned from his mistakes. and figured out y'all's gaslighting techniques and methods and started to ask the questions why. Because it seemed like you were always doing it for no reason. Nothing. Just to do it type shits. But we all know there's no such thing as coincidences. She never picks up. But anyway, I'm glad I got that out because her, I wanted to drop that too, but I didn't want to dwell on it because that's the main part, and that's as far as it went with her. And to this day, still no answer. But she comes out with the day bye bye, I grab her or bye bye. And I guess she could sense my apprehension. And I'm like, man, come on, this is wicked, man. What are y'all telling me right now? She's like, 1 second. Picks up the phone, calls my cousin, puts me on the phone, basically tells him to tell me who my mom is. And he's kind of taken aback a little bit. And I had to hurry up and slide it in there real quick because I don't want to lose the moment. I don't want him to second guess and think and nothing. Give me an answer right now. Hey, cuzzo, hey, don't even trip. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry if it's right, wrong, funny, or nothing. Man, I just need you to do this for me right now. Yes or no? Or I should say, I didn't say yes or no. I said, do you know who my mom is? Yes or no? He said, ain't your mom B? B is my granny's middle name. I told him, no, that's my granny. I said, who told you that was my mom? He said he overheard it one time eavesdropping, listening to the grown folks talk. So here it is, my cousin telling me that he heard it in a conversation. My auntie didn't know I was coming. Or maybe she did. Just so happened to have a picture of her underneath the bed, her pillow. The newspaper clipping from the Star Tribune. The one did it? Now I'm second guessing myself. I wanted to say it's the one that had me in it, that didn't have me in it. But you're showing it to me. This is your mom. So now 3 people done said it. And I saw it in the archives in the Star Tribune. Weird. Anyway, coming back to being at my cousin's house, and we're conversating and we're trying to figure out what's really going on, and they're talking about me a little bit, trying to catch up with me also, and they're pretending, or maybe they weren't pretending, I don't know, like they didn't know that the police tried to kill me 10 years ago. How can you not know? My little brother's here all the time. My little brother know what happened. He's saying, I didn't even know you was in prison. What are you talking about? My little brother's here. He knows I was in prison. So see what I'm saying? Sometimes I gotta pick and choose, but right now I'm just giving the tale. Alright, so I'll roll with it. You didn't know that the police shot me, so they acted all, oh my God. Oh my God. And I tell them what happened, and they fucking played me, and my dad lied and never got my paperwork, and the lawyer fucked me over. He said that I wasn't nothing gonna happen because my record was too long, and what is my record before got to do with the police shooting me in my back right in front of other police officers that had to duck. and get out the way. And furthermore, who my granny said did a report with the internal affairs about the other officers shooting me after I had already given up. After the officers in front of me already had their guns drawn. And my hands are already up. And I'm already surrendering. They're only a few feet in front of me. I'm not going nowhere. And then up jumps the boogie. This motherfucker from way back yonder, from wherever the fuck, shoots me in my back. And I don't know if he was the police, sheriff, DEA, feds, whoever. But I do know every last one of them names I just dropped, they were all there that day. And this is way before COVID. Because, back in, in my hometown, on the north side, the sheriff can come into the neighborhoods and they're policing. I still don't understand that, and if they're doing it anywhere else or whatever. But this is 2009, same day Michael Jackson died. Y'all tried to have me whacked. And every which way I tried to win, it was block. I couldn't get no information, no motion of discovery, no report from the internal affairs. The NAACP was sending guys in there to come talk to me to see if they could abstract some information from me to give me a bigger sentence. I don't know where they do it anywhere else, but that's what the NAACP does where I'm from. Them motherfuckers ain't about niggas at all. They're about selling niggas out and keeping the clout with these honkies and receiving dividends to pretend like they're really down for us. But I believe that's all them faggots do. Every last one of them. I don't give a fuck if you're a Jesse Jackson, Al fucking Sharpton, any of them bitches. It's all a front. They really thought I was gonna fall for it too. Like when you're desperate and you're alone and you ain't got, I send this motherfucker, he's black. You know what I'm saying? And me thinking that you're a righteous man, whatever, I would fall into it. But I smelt you. But anyway. That whole day was fishy. How in the fuck all these different branches or whatever they're called? Remember I said there's no such thing as coincidences. And I believe the motherfuckers tried to do to me like what they did to George Floyd. Literally, real shit. But I lived. And they isolated me so good that it's a cold game, man. When you think you might have some support from the people that are around you, if something happens to you, somebody will say, "Where's Trey?" Or "What happened?" And you have some type of somebody that speaks up for you, looking for you, checking for you. And you can get results like that. Like I remember when I was locked up and I didn't have no support from nobody. Of course, that was a red flag too. Like, did nobody fuck with me? Not one letter, not one visit, not even a fuck you, nigga. And I just finished putting in work for the fam. For this nigga threatening my mom. And the police shot me. Not even a visit in the hospital. It took me a long time before I could put the pieces together to figure out that that was a setup. How in the fuck the DEA, FBI, sheriff, and the regular police was all out there? For little old me. You got the feds here? Why are the feds here? I'm not under investigation for something or whatever, and this is the conclusion. This was sporadic. I got a call. I showed up. I was set up. My brother left me. Police shot me. Brother had been left me. That's how the police could shoot me. My dad knew what was about to go down. That's why you called me right before I got into town, checking just to make sure that I was pulling up so you could do what you came to do. Because the police were already there. You don't go to kill a nigga, shoot a motherfucker, and a few seconds later hear the police sirens down the block. And before I could even get a good sprint in to get halfway down the block, the end of that block is already being blocked off. And there were no shot clocks in the area. And the only reason I even had half of a chance is because being boxed in so tight, no matter which way I went, I was going to run into police. And the direction that I could go, I ran into the ones that weren't down with the plan. That's why they made an internal affairs report that I never got. And I didn't have no gun on me. Ben got rid of that. You shot me in my back in front of 2 officers that said they did not like that. And it was uncalled for. And that got swept under the rug real good. And I remember seeing a videotape when they killed George Floyd. I remember a videotape of when the ambulance pulled up for him and 2 police officers jumped out the back. Since when do the police ride in the ambulance? Where were the paramedics? Don't paramedics drive ambulances? That day the police were. Super weird. Ironically, I'm from the same fucking state. And I ain't never known that man. But I see. Or I think I see. But I'm going to try and unpack a few things from the conversations that me, her, my cousin, my little brother, and my auntie had. Because that's where I got a big chunk of my information. Another big chunk is from my searches on Google. And then the rest of it, real spit, comes from intuition and literally, bro, my readings. I was never into tarot. I was never into readings or astrology before this. But along the lines of figuring out what's going on and learning about my family, and I didn't know that they was into a lot of stuff that they into. I didn't know that certain people in my family were Masons, and there's a lot of them. Certain members in my family are Eastern Stars, and there's a lot of them. And even some that practice Wiccan and witchcraft, Satanism, shit. Things that I didn't even think black folks fucked with. But upon learning that type of stuff from about them, and a part of me checking everything the fuck out, I looked into that, and I looked up myself, and in my readings, I was getting back information about what my family was doing, specifically to me. Extra weird. And even up until now, in my readings, it still talks about what my family is still trying to do to me. And it's super weird, if that's the word, okay, for now, but not really, because to me, I'm believing it. And it's so accurate. And it's up to date to where now even my readings are telling me how they're looking for me because they can't find me because I moved. But it also scares me because they're so accurate. And now I've been where I'm at a couple months. They're giving out my location in my readings. It's not vicious or malicious, it's a reading. But they're watching my readings too. They've been watching my readings. For the longest time, I never knew nobody was to me, there was 2 Masons in the family only. My cousin Ronell, which gives the twisted parts of a lot of shit that I'm gonna get into. Like, man, the Masons are into some sick, twisted, freaky shit. That's what I saw about Masons, and I've learned about Masons. You're into wife swapping, baby swapping, child molestation, and witchcraft. I wonder if people know that about the Masons. And if not, then there's some new shit going on where I'm from. And there's a lot of them into it. And these aren't the Masons that are out in front like, I'm a Mason, or wearing the ring so you would know. These are like deep undercover Masons. You're not supposed to ever know. And they do their rituals and Everyone laughs it off like it's hee hee ha ha. Ah, grown motherfuckers playing. All right. Damn. We'll just keep going with it. But they would drop little tidbits on me. And just keep it funky. This is what I gotta go through when I was going through it to abstract what little I could before this shit really started to hit the fan, which is the reason why I had to get the fuck out. But I done already explained how there's the discrepancy between who my real mom is. There's no baby pictures of me. Nobody holding me like, oh, goo goo gaga. Where the baby flicks. Who doesn't take pictures of their baby? It's all kinds of pictures of everybody else. There's no pictures of me as a kid. And between my whole motherfucking family, the only person that had a picture of me was my cousin that I went to go stay with. She had a picture of me from prison, but I never sent it to her. I don't know how she got it. But you didn't know I was in prison. You see what I mean? While figuring this out or coming up with these new questions now of who my mom is, that's when we dove into the other family members. About who their real parents were. How come certain family members, my cousins, that we thought we knew, like, man, it's your dad. And we get to looking through Ancestry.com and all these other heritage databases, and they're not being recognized as certain relatives' sons or daughters. Some children have been taken and they kept it hush hush. Other children were given away and it was kept hush hush. I didn't hear this part about my family, but I just want to throw this in. It's popped in my head, so it must be meant for me to say it. But I remember kicking it with one of my cousin's friends while I was living with her, and it's like just trying to figure this out. And I ain't been around in many, plus I don't really know none of your people. I just know you because you're my people. And hanging out with them, it slips out this nigga's mouth one day. This nigga, like, she really claims this nigga, like, that's my baby, that's Goob's, godfather. Just an idle conversation. And nigga, like, my girl sold our daughter to a pimp. That's what she does. Like, nigga, don't get me wrong, man. I ain't, I'm a player. And I fucks with players. And I ain't never got no problem with no pimping the ism. I don't get down with no gorilla shit. But hey, nigga, if she going, nigga. And, But you sold your daughter, bro? I ain't sell her, she did. Wait, my nigga, but you's a big bad gangster. With big old chunky guns and flags hanging out your pocket and shit and talking big major, shit. And you let your daughter get sold. to a nigga that you know got her somewhere right now, flat backing. And you say it like it's just idle conversation, like you still with her, y'all still living with her, you still fucking her, but y'all got that super freaky deaky shit that I noticed. Like, I'm down with the freaky shit. I love threesomes, nigga, and I ain't above a fresh 18-year-old chick, hey, she legal. But y'all into the shit. Trafficking motherfuckers. Selling motherfuckers. Putting shit in them bitches' drinks, knocking them out and shit. Weird shit. I don't know if that nigga was into it, but I've heard the stories. Like, just what he said makes me think about. And it's not just his daughter. Like, it's a thing. Motherfuckers selling their own children. That was the first time I heard of, a motherfucker selling their kid to a pimp. But motherfuckers been selling their kids to have them trafficked. And I don't know if the government's involved some type of way. I'm pretty sure these motherfuckers ain't the motherfuckers. They think they're protected from the shit that they do because who is giving them the green light to do it? Like I said that day, I don't know why. This is a local crime. I went to go shoot a nigga, and the police is, all right, let's say that nothing's fishy about how fast they came. And you're, hey, you came because there was a shooting. That's regular police. And because I jumped the fence and tried to run across the highway, okay, now that involved highway patrol. And coincidental, okay, they just so happened to be there when I was doing, all right, why the feds there? Why the DEA there? And whoever else that I didn't see while I was laying in a pool of my own blood face down. I'm still trying to figure out how my dad got popped trying to steal a half a meal ticket, embezzle a half a meal ticket, and the feds found out. They put that nigga in a state halfway house as a punishment for 6 months. But you got to come home every day. A half a meal ticket. I don't know. I ain't gonna guess. Because I'm trying to do too much and I'm highly under stress. So I ain't gonna research it, but I probably should have a long time ago. How the fuck you get 6 months in a halfway house for trying to steal a half a meal? And at least 40 of it was fucked off for sure. Because according to you, that's how you got popped, because Debbie went in early and withdrew 40 grand so she could go get high. Well, you dummy, you. Why the fuck did she even have the information? But, where'd that half a meal come from? Who gets 6 months for trying to steal a $500,000? See, and I'm the credit guy, bro. Like I know how to steal, especially in that arena. You don't steal from a person's account. Cause yeah, them is charged. You can get charged for that. All you gotta do is fix your credit. I know exactly how to fix it. You go in, shit, man. Every bank that you go to will give you 50 or 100 bands. File bankruptcy. Don't even gotta file bankruptcy. I owe $250,000 right now. Navy Federal, Penn Fed, shit. At least 200 between the both of them. I racked up good off of them. They still keep popping up on my credit report. Niggas gonna go to jail for that shit. Can't pay. Hard times. Write off. You stole from a person's bank account. And you got a criminal history, but you got 6 months and a halfway hours. State. You got to come home every day for $500,000. I'll leave that interpretation up to somebody else. But I don't know why my mom had so many last names, but she had a shitload of them and only been married once, and the other marriage I couldn't find on Google. I found her old marriage, but not the one where she was actually married to my dad. So it looks like they were never married. I even found my marriage, which is still active, like she's really married to me. Why? I don't know. When we got an annulment. Because the woman I got married to, for one, I know she was a plant now. But she was sent. Because over all these years, y'all embraced her. Plus, y'all brought her. I remember that night when I met her at the party. My sister brought her. And you came. And you stood next to me all motherfucking night. You would not move. Next day, you bought me clothes, cell phone, and all this good shit. And you knew something that I didn't know, and you was trying to get in good with the fam. That's why my grandma came up from she came all the way from California. She don't come up to see. She don't come up to see nobody. Me and my grandma from my mom's side never had no relationship. And anytime she did see me, which the few times she did, it was the type of thing. You know, you just gotta suck it up. That's grandma. Ooh, shit, grandma mean. She ain't fuck with me. She came up to see something. Because when we walked in, you know, grandma didn't even say she was coming, but she was in the living room when I came to see my mom. And like as soon as we walked in, she looked us up and down and looked at my mom and said, mm-mm. And that was it. What the mm-mm was about, I don't know. I don't know. But you wanted to get in with the fam somehow, some way. And you were doing what you were sent to do. You were sent to get married to me. Because I married you in the county, divorced you in the county. It was like, shit, this shit wasn't like, you moved on as soon as you got the marriage. Because it wasn't but a week or two after we got married that you already, I'm talking about moved on, moved everything out, had everything, and another motherfucker in the back like, oh, I can't be alone and all that, and I kept it Christmas player, like, shit, maybe I can still get some money about it or shit, what I'm saying? That's cool, baby, I'm about to be locked up, I can't ask you to hold that pussy for me, and yada yada yada. But that's all it was about, was to get married to me. And when I signed them annulment papers and sent them in, I don't know how in the fuck that got missed. And I heard through the grapevine you got married to another nigga. I saw the nigga in prison. Saw them little freak pictures that you were sending them to. And we chopped it up like players. And y'all was getting married. I even saw your last name. You changed it on your Facebook. Why are you still married to me? And just that little tidbit kind of leads me to believe there was some way that she was involved with whatever they're trying to do. So I know there's some fishy shit going on with some paperwork somewhere. I know it. Somebody's forging my signature on some shit. If there was something that I was supposed to get from my grandparents or whoever my real parents are, the only person that would be able to sign for it is me. Or someone utilizing my information that knows everything about me and would know if what they were doing they could possibly get away with, because they know I'm locked up. I'll never know. Or the shit that y'all was trying to do and y'all thought the police would do the job but didn't. And because they didn't do the job, left that shit up in the air. And then y'all worst fears come true when I come back home and I start asking what the fuck. That's why so many of y'all was on such bullshit. It was desperation to either have me killed or locked up. You had to silence me. You had to get me out the way. There was something that was coming. I think someone was looking for me, like an investigator. Maybe an insurance investigator, or the person that handles one's estate or something, is my theories. Because it just don't make no sense. Everything that y'all was going through to get rid of me. So I might as well stick on that line in so y'all can get the understanding on that. When I say motherfuckers trying to get me while I was at my cousin's house, all right, at first, to me, everything was everything. I'm not tripping. Anything I got, cuz, is yours. You want to take the car? Take the car. You want to use my laptop? Use my laptop. Everybody always wants to use my fucking phone. Now I know why. But I would give that too. But in the midst of me being free with the things that I had, I start noticing certain things, like, you know what I mean? She's not closing all her windows and the things that she's doing when she's sloppy with it. And I'm thinking, okay, cuz I let you lose my laptop, but you're all in my files. I thought you were gonna Google, Facebook, or you went through my files. You downloaded my clients' files, my credit clients. So I had to do what was right, and I had to embarrass myself. I can't call all of them. Some of them, the numbers aren't even there, and and it's kind of impossible. I had a big client list. I fix credit. Everybody needs credit repair, and I do a great job. Fucking